This is the Bristol to Bath cycleway, and it is freezing. Okay, so let's have some background for this ride. The night before, we'd driven up to the outskirts of Bristol and stayed overnight so that we could start first thing in the morning. And by first thing, I don't mean like the crack of dawn, although that is pretty late now, it's October. I just mean that we wouldn't have to drive 2.5 hours north in the morning. We could just drive 20 minutes to the parking space that I'd booked. It's really hard to say. Just parking space. But when we arrived in the morning, it was so much colder than I thought it was going to be. And as you can probably see throughout this video, I'm not having the greatest time because I actually was just so cold. And while I was dressed pretty well for the cold, I wasn't mentally prepared for that much. This is the outskirts of Bath now, and the EV2. You know how much I love a Eurovelo. This is Bath. On the hunt for toilets. So we're at the Kennet and Avon Canal Visitor Centre, I think. It started off so cold today, like so cold. Bear in mind it's only the beginning of October. The Bristol to Bath path was good. And then Bath on now, we're on our way to Bradford. It's just been really rough. I've probably got too much air in my tyres, to be honest, because I pumped them up for a road. Muddy, really busy, but it's actually quite narrow, and so you're constantly passing cyclists and pedestrians, and it's quite stressful because there's also like the canal next to you, like all these narrow boats with like loads of stuff out, like gardens, chickens, everything, dogs, cats, all over the place. I'm quite looking forward to Bradford, where we can stop and have something to eat and then get up into the Cotswolds. Bradford on Avon. It's so pretty. I couldn't really film the centre of town though because the traffic was unbelievable. It's a really tiny town. And yet it's like absolutely standstill traffic. Just crazy. And now I'm going up. First hill of the day. 33 kilometres in. And it's very steep. Well, that was Merkin's Cafe, Merkin's Farm Shop and Cafe. I won't say anything about the name if you don't. Pretty good. Nice flat white, nice vegan hash, potatoes, mushrooms, tomato. Yum. Truly the land of mansions. I can't remember what kind of stone all this is. It's all like sandstone. Hamstone from Ham? I don't know. Okay, so this is Castle Combe, and it's the reason why I've come on this bike ride in the first place. I saw it in an episode of Slow Horses, which is an amazing show that you should watch. That's another story for another day. And I did know it existed before, but I'd just never been to the village before, and it is so pretty. Well, that was Castle Combe, full of tourists, but not as full as it would have been a couple of hours ago. We got to the cafe after it had closed. Whoops. But they said they're sold out of absolutely everything. And it'd been so busy, there'd been like queues down the lane, but haven't stopped for another coffee and cake, unfortunately, because, yeah, it was closed. Castle Combe though, beautiful. Can't imagine living there. It's like a film set. Must be so annoying to have hordes of tourists and people like me turn up on your doorstep every day. Just saw a peacock strolling around just by itself, hanging out, as you do. Woo, love it downhill. So we've just done quite a lot of the Wiltshire cycleway and now on the Avon cycleway. Back to Cadbury Heath where we left the car. I could definitely use coffee and some food. Frankly, approaching 80 kilometres. I think this route would have been amazing if I had been doing it in the summer and not on a weirdly cold day. So just 10 days before this it had been about 20 degrees and then suddenly we found ourselves cycling in like 8 degrees and it was just so cold that it was really hard to like keep my spirits up. I just wasn't like mentally prepared for it to be that cold. But the route itself was really good. The bit between Bath and Bradford was quite challenging because, as I said, it was a narrow canal path that was quite rugged and muddy, but I think had I known that going in then I would have enjoyed it a little bit more. I do tend to enjoy canal paths. The route in general, the distance of it, the roads, like it wasn't very busy at all. There were only very small sections of traffic. It was absolutely amazing. Like, I highly recommend this route. Castle Combe is going to be extremely busy. If you go in any school holiday, in the summer holidays at all, it's going to be really busy. This was just a freezing cold October Sunday and it had been incredibly busy that morning, so there was still quite a lot of people around when I was there, but it was much busier a few hours earlier. So just be warned that when you go to these chocolate box villages, they can get incredibly busy. I also last year went to Bourton-on-the-Water, which is further northeast, is near on the way to sort of Oxford, and that was super beautiful, but it was unbelievably busy. I mean, unbelievably busy. And I went in May, so out of the summer holidays, but it was a weekend. I was doing a triathlon near there and it was just incredibly busy. So bear in mind that when you plan a cycle route in these places, the cafe stops that you plan, probably don't plan them in for these like tourist places because you may well not be able to get a seat, find them still open. It just might be a crazy queue. Like, probably just don't look for cafe stops in tourist places. Even if the cafe at Castle Combe had been open, it probably would have been so packed that we wouldn't have been able to stop there anyway. Anyway, as I said, the reason why I actually planned this video in the first place was because I saw Castle Combe in an episode of Slow Horses, which is such a great TV show. It's Apple TV. It's really good. Seek it out, get a free trial. I don't know how you get that, but watch Slow Horses because it's fantastic. Gary Oldman, oh my god, it's amazing. Anyway, I saw that and I knew Castle Combe existed. Like, I don't think I've been there before, but it's not even that far away from where I live. I just never gotten around to going there before, and it just like twigged in my brain that maybe that was a cool place just to plan into a ride. And sometimes that's all a ride needs. It just needs that little spark of inspiration that sends you off on that adventure, and you never know what you're going to find. Like, Castle Combe certainly was the reason why I went on that ride, but it wasn't the best part of the ride. It was just a really, really great spark of inspiration to go and do this route in the first place. Let me know in the comments what is the most touristy place you've cycled to kind of by accident that you didn't realise just how touristy it really was. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, and it's gonna be a lot warmer. Bye.